Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SBP. This beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. As always, I'm your boy Prime Source. What's good?
Prime. What is going on, man? The world is going crazy this week, man. A lot of bad stuff, but a lot of interesting stuff as well on a much smaller scale of
Yeah,
entertainment. That is.
yeah, you're right about that, man. Outside the sports world, in the sports world, entertainment, it's just like you're scared to leave your phone because or scared to look down because every time you look, it's breaking news. You don't know if it's good, if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that's gonna make you real upset, if it's something that's sad, like you just don't know.
I don't know. We just out here living, winging it.
Yeah, I know you've been seeing all the posts around social media when everybody. It's kind of funny, but folks are saying that January was the longest year ever. You know what I'm saying? Now we getting into February and it's starting off crazy.
Ain't nothing changed. It's still January.
I'm like, what is really going on, people, man? What is really going on, people, man? So I'm in here watching TV early this week, watching things, and all of a sudden I got TV shows being interrupted by breaking news. I go to sleep last night. I wake up. I didn't miss news in the middle of the night. I'm like, what, bro? Like, what are we really doing here? Like, what are we really doing here? Is this what 25 is going to be about, bro? 2025. This is what we got to live through this for another 11 months. Like, just breaking stuff that's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Cat Williams all over again.
Yeah. I'm like, what in the world, bro? So, but other than that, man, some of this stuff that went on, we definitely going to get into, man. But how's your morning? How's your morning, man? How things going?
Well, outside of the breaking news and all that, it's cool. Hopped on live for a couple hours with a little, actually, what was supposed to be some music and then conversation just turned into conversation because, yeah, the breaking news. It's taking over everything.
So were you live when you caught the news,
Oh
or
no,
were you already
I
playing
woke
it?
up.
Okay.
I yeah. When we get to it, I'll tell you tell you how it went.
How it went, how it's going down, man. I went to check to see. I went to check to see if you was on live today over on TikTok. Then I got to that happened and something else happened, and I'm sitting here trying to get myself together, change up the show a little bit, take some stuff out, put some stuff in, deciding what I want to talk about. But things like that will definitely throw you for a loop, man. They will definitely
Yes,
throw
sir.
you for a loop.
The
Um,
biggest loop was Fruit Loop because we ain't had no cereal. We ain't had no cereal. Well, I didn't have any cereal. I'm the only one that eats cereal. Ain't no cereal in this joint. So now I've been relegated to eating leftovers from ginger red last night. So it looked like some shrimp, fried rice. But it's almost noon. It's all right.
Man, you ain't got to be new, man. I can eat leftover Chinese food for breakfast, bro. You ain't saying nothing. I'm done it. People always talk about like pizza. We have the debates on whether or not you can eat pizza for breakfast. Why not?
Yeah.
Then there's some people who like that have said that they can eat cold pizza. That's up to you. I ain't gonna say I ain't done it because I have. It's not my choice to eat it cold, but I've eaten cold pizza too. It's pizza is an anytime food. To me, Chinese food the same way, bro. Brother like me, I can wake up at 7:30 a.m. and if there's some shrimp fried rice left in there, Singapore rice noodle or something, man, I can warm it up. Ain't nothing but a thing, bro.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But there's no need in beating around the bush, man. Let's get to the breaking news. It's no need to even dilly dally around it because it's too big for us to even prolong it. And for you, I'm so glad. I'm glad it happened when it happened. You being the Laker fan of this here establishment, man, I'm like, I wonder how my guy feel about this. Because my instant thought when I saw this, I was like, well, yeah, they might have won over here. I'm not sure the other team won. And then should any Laker fan really get too happy or too down because the trade deadline is in 4 days. And something else, which I figure has to happen, especially for your guys, something else has to happen if we're talking about making things, right for the Lakers this year. But let's just take me through everything, man. You woke up, you heard the news, whatever, your initial thoughts, all that.
Man, I woke up, do whatever. Still not moving out of bed, obviously. Check the phone, scroll a little bit. I'm like, that says, okay, so that's somebody just making a joke, obviously, because this can't be real life. This is a joke. I mean, wait, that's a legitimate outlet that said that. Okay, maybe it's a joke. Maybe I'm just not reading it right. It's still early. Let me look elsewhere. Why does this say the same thing as it did on the other joint? Let me Google. Story. Legit. Actually, I skipped a part because when I first saw it on a legit outlet, I was like, what is today? I literally thought, what is today? Is it April Fool's? Is this April Fool's? I'm like, this is February. Well, January, really. The extended version of January. But it's February. That ain't that. I was bugging. I actually had the same stupid look on my face. I realized it as I was starting to move on from the story a little later.
Right.
Then I think back to the story, and I was like, I still have the same face. I can feel the tension in my face from confusion. I'm just confused on what is happening because that was and still is crazy news to wake up to.
Indeed.
Crazy.
Me, man, I was in bed, I'm laying there in the bed and I, grab the phone and I'm scrolling through. I'm gonna get up here in a second, man. I'm gonna get up here in a minute because I gotta finish preparing for this podcast and I need to get my cereal on. And luckily we did have cereal here. I got down with some sugar smacks and and it's kicked to talk to my lady for a minute. And we were kicking it, and I'm like, this is crazy. So the first place I saw it, I went to my main source. I went to the SBP. Before I did anything, I hadn't hit my Twitter, hadn't hit anything else. I went to the SBP here on Facebook. First thing I saw, shout out to the man to keep the lights on, Randall. Randall had already posted. I said, oh, I said, I know Randall good with his stuff, so I know if Randall posted this, he already did the research because this is crazy.
Right.
Then I went to Twitter, of course, and my man Shams, whatever his name, Shams was.
I call him Shams too.
And I said, Shams put it up there. It's real. It is real. And come to find out after watching Shams this morning that literally, because he is that guy, Shams literally he reported it literally like right after it happened, like minutes. As soon as he got the call, he was already on it. So yeah. And it even got to a point that Shams even had to go back and put, no, this is real. If you go back and read his social media, this is real. This is really happening. Right. And my first thought was, after I realized it was real, I'm sitting there after watching the game last night. Of course, the Lakers beat my Knicks last night. And I'm thinking about Bron. And I'm like, they interviewed LeBron James right after the game.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is sitting, he's talking about, man, this is AD's our guy. This is AD's squad. We can't do anything without him. We played together tonight, but we just been waiting for AD to come back, and my guy, whatever. And everything rolls right when AD is here. And I'm like, dang, LeBron really ain't know. Like he really ain't know. Like literally after making these comments, Bron really didn't know that hours later, his boy about to get sent packing. Right? And I'm sitting here like, this is one of the craziest things. I'm trying to think of, I don't know if I've ever had an NBA trade to me that was as crazy as this. Because if you break it down, it's not only that this happened overnight after Bron's comments, bro. To me, I need to find out what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks because, man, let's be real. The Lakers really got that man. I'm gonna be honest with you. They really got that man almost for a large napkin in a diet water.
What?
That's source. That's what it is. Think about this. We were 4 days away from the trade deadline, right?
Uh-huh.
There was no inclination that Luka was going to be moved. So did they not dangle it out to anybody? Look, we're making it known right now that we might be listening to offers for Luka Doncic. We didn't hear any of that. 4 days, just to see what they could get, because there were teams that would definitely pay more than what they got from the Lakers if they believe this is real. They would at least attempt to pay more if they believe this is real, right? But it didn't happen. They say that both players are shocked. Neither of the players saw this coming. It just happened. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
It definitely just happened. Nobody knew. Apparently, and every story I've read as well, nobody knew. There was no inclination that any of this was going down. And boom, bam, here we are. What in the world? What in the world? The league is on fire. I saw the comments from some players and some other athletes, etc., and everybody feels the same way. Matter of fact, I know you saw the meme. Everybody this morning, I think it said everybody after getting the news, and it was Michael Wilbon and Stephen A. with that shocked look on their face, side by side. It's like, yeah. I mean, that's not the face I had, but same feeling. Like, what in the world is happening right now? Yeah, it's crazy.
So JB in the comments, JB said this makes the Lakers a contender. I don't know, JB, because something else got to happen. They don't have no big. Like, they do not
What you mean?
have a big right now. They don't really have no big.
Jackson Hayes like that.
Yeah, man. You need a big. So I think this definitely makes them even more must-see television, but they got to get a big, man. A matter of fact, let's look at this real. This is right now the aftermath of that trade. So this is what we're looking at. The Lakers over here, with Hayes, Dorian Finney-Smith, which I like that move from the jump. Shout out, it's a VA boy right there. Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron. And don't get me wrong, you can beat a lot of teams with that lineup. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, a whole lot of teams. I mean, I expect once Luka comes back, because what's he played last time was Christmas, right? I don't think he played since Christmas. He hadn't played since Christmas. Luka comes back, they get this thing gelling. If you were to go with this lineup here, if that's the case, then yeah, you can move up a few slots over in the West. Now, I don't know if this is what this team is going to look like. Come what's the 6th? It's 4 days.
Ain't no way.
No way. Get who they want. Are you gonna? Because the Lakers, if they was trying to keep Austin Reeves didn't do him any favors doing what he did last night because he was balling. I'm just saying. I don't quite know, having looked into the rules, could they turn around and move Dorian Smith again already? I don't know. So I'm not going to speak on that. But he been balling. You know what I'm saying? VA boy in the house. But I'm just saying, another move has to be made. And then we flip the script over to the Mavs. So what we were just talking about, Source, when I was saying something else had to happen, because if you listen to the owners of the Dallas Mavericks, not just Cuban, but the guys he's got rolling with him now, because remember, he did sell some of that ownership. They were saying supposedly they like defense. Defense wins championships. And we know that Anthony Davis is one of the most dominant defensive players out there when he's healthy. And if that's how you truly feel, I get that. But I'm still not buying all of that. Just the fact of that you didn't think that you could get good defensively anywhere else, that you at least don't put it out there. You feel me? At least put it out there that we're about to move this guy, that we're thinking about moving on from Luka Doncic. There's something else. And if you believe some of the other reports, and I did see from a couple of outlets that are generally on point, that there may have been some concern about Luka being up for that. He's got some years on that contract, but he's up for a supermax.
Right.
And some questions about his conditioning and how seriously he takes the off season. But the dude ain't but 25, bro. 25 years old. So there is something else to this, man. My son and I was talking about this morning.
Scary hours. 25-year-old Luka, 40-year-old LeBron. To me, the thing about this whole deal is the Lakers. I'm not even looking at. I mean, obviously this year matters, but it's the future for me. The Lakers, in my opinion, do not feel comfortable with Anthony Davis post LeBron. No LeBron, Anthony Davis is your guy. That's it. That's it. Maybe Anthony Davis is not quite built. Not everybody's built to be the star in LA, the sole star in LA. We already know Luka gonna be Luka wherever he goes. He gonna do what he do wherever he goes. And I think that is a big deal. I think that's a big deal. I do think people are being crazy dismissive of Anthony Davis. Like everything I see is like, and here's the other part. It wasn't just Luka. It was Kleber, and who was it? It was somebody else.
Markieff Morris.
Markieff Morris, yeah. So, I don't know. It's very dismissive. It's very dismissive of Anthony Davis, but I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it as a Lakers fan at this point, and I think there's more to come. We got 4 days, like you said.
Yeah, my shout out to my brother Keith Morris. Dallas gave Luka away for a can of Spam. So somebody agrees with me.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Hey, me and my son was talking about it this morning, bro. We was talking about somebody go check on your peoples in Dallas today, and it's not because of the Cowboys. So y'all check on y'all peoples this morning and see how they really feel about it. Now, I do understand that will probably be. I mean, there's some Dallas fans who are not totally off the rails about it from what you're getting. But if that time comes and Anthony Davis has to miss extended amount of time, we're gonna see what that really does. This move really does to that franchise, man. Now, on the flip side for Dallas, if they can get a healthy Anthony Davis and keep a healthy Anthony Davis, now I'm pretty sure that we'll see the ball back in Kyrie's hands a lot more than it's been. He's going to really get to really be that ball handler now. So I can't wait to see, once we get a few games into this, how his distribution looks and how this offense looks. Granted, if this team is the same team after the 6. Yeah, so there's some pieces that could be moved there as well. So very, very interesting what we got in here. Caesar says AD is a bum. Dude gets more broken than a broken cracker. JB said acknowledges AD can't stay healthy. And shout out to my main man, Bruce Parker, in the house. He wanted to know when is Luka going to play. We don't know. I saw some stuff that said that he may be near his return, but none of us know. None of us know. But I do believe it's been since Christmas, if I'm correct, since Luka has stepped on the basketball court. So that is wow.
I'm breaking out. I'm breaking out the stats just for the record, so we're all on the same page. AD is 26-12 this year.
26-12.
He's 26-12 this year, and he's best known as a defender. Yeah, I don't understand. How many games? Wait, what's the Lakers record? 27-19. I think it's 27-19.
Let's look up the NBA stats here. The NBA standings. Here we go. The Lakers right now are 28-19, currently sitting in fifth in the West.
After last night, 47 games. AD's played 42. 82 games last year. AD played 76. Now, he was hurt the 2 seasons before that. But generally speaking, he plays 60 plus to 75 games a year. I know people be always, oh, he always hurt. He get nicked up a lot. Y'all act like he played 13 games. Like, y'all act like he is Embiid. He is not Embiid. Y'all act like Anthony Davis is Embiid. Every time people talk about it, they act like that man is always out. He's not always out. He always gets nicked up. That's a fact. He's not always out. It's just not true. It's just not a true thing. And it's a whole, like, it is like a presidential statement. It's just made, and regardless of what the truth is, people just believe it.
But I think it doesn't help. I think it doesn't help those sources is people gonna make blanket statements. I mean, and I get it. It happens. But I think it's also the fact that he's one of those players people kind of deem as fragile, meaning you don't have to miss 40 games a season to be to get nicked up and not be effective, or have to leave a game early and not come back. So a lot of those stats are going to show the game. A lot of these stats we look at with these players, man, we look at the games played, how many games somebody actually missed, but it doesn't tell you in those stats that he started the first quarter. And then, but it's been plenty of nights. It's been plenty of nights that you look back and he's not returning to the game after the first or second quarter. And you can say that about a lot of players. I feel the same way about Karl-Anthony Towns. Every time Karl-Anthony Towns jumps up and comes down, I'm sitting there looking like, Lord, please let him, because he's had that reputation as well. If you go back to Minnesota, he's been nicked up quite a bunch. He didn't always miss entire games, but those stats don't tell you that the dude ain't played but 2 quarters.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Same thing. OG Anunoby. OG got hurt last. I'm waiting on the results of that. Scared to death because OG the same way. $214 million for a guy who obviously has is a big part of your franchise. I mean, you hear the stat during the game last night. They talking about OG is the Knicks are 52-19 since they got him. You see what I'm saying? I mean, what do you mean? And then, but he's the same thing I think about Anthony Davis. I just don't. Every time I wince every time he goes up in traffic. Every time. And I think that's what people are worried about. So great observation by yourself. I agree with you. But it's not always about not playing a game, because the stats don't tell you all of that unless you really did.
Them numbers don't change.
No,
1 quarter, 4 quarters, 1 quarter, them numbers still what they are. 24, 25, 26, 11, 12, 13.
Well, ownership over there say defense wins championships. We found it out now before we got on this show when they were saying that both players were shocked. And they were making it seem like initially that the ownership with the Mavericks just picked up the phone last night and called and talked to Rob and them and about it, which probably happened, but we're finding out now that as many as up to 3 weeks or so ago, there were at least conversations about certain things.
Oh, yeah?
And they're claiming that it wasn't directly about this move. I took it as if maybe there was some conversation about this move, but not necessarily about this move. Let me say that. About potential things going on at the deadline. And maybe the Lakers camp maybe thought this was just conversation and is leaving it out there. And then out of the blue, Mavs ownership. So I'm gonna pick up the phone tonight. Let me call these people. Ain't got nothing. Sitting here with a bottle of wine and a box of Cheez-Its. It's like doing something. It's got to do with Lakers. Let me call them. This shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. And boom. And the thing about this, the fact that Jeannie Buss and them was so willing just to go ahead and roll with it that quick too.
Yeah, immediate.
So they obviously got concerns. They had concerns, just like the Mavs have concerns about Luka long term.
Well, worry no more. It is not your problem. It's the other one problem.
Man, that's a great think about it. This is great for you guys, though, man. A 25-year-old international superstar obviously, there's no way that you guys not gonna give him that money. If you're talking about rebuilding this franchise, what a way to start. You're not getting somebody that's 27, 28, man, 25 years old, bro.
25. 25 feeling live. If he played defense, it'd be a vibe. Oh, no. Wait, that's something different.
Can't have it all, bro.
Can't have it all. Yeah, you're right. Give me
Can't
30 plus, 8-8. What we gonna argue about? Nothing.
Man, TV gonna be lit on them night games and them Sunday games too. What do you think? What you think it means for Bron? Like, because obviously they made the move without Bron knowing. They didn't have to let Bron know anything, but people would always label stuff. Oh, it's a Bron move out here crying. But
it's already happening.
Yeah, it's people, man. These people ain't as bad as WNBA fans, but they pretty bad. Like, brother can't do anything. Oh, Bron out here. Bron here calling for this smooth. Bron did this. Bron moved this boy, but see, Bron trying to bring somebody in because he can't do it by himself. Like, it's just, it doesn't. Not what they're saying doesn't make sense. Because think about this. That again, as I noted, the fact that they didn't sell off the franchise to get Luka.
Right.
Y'all can make those comments. Look at LeBron and told him to trade everybody just to get Luka over there. Man, they didn't really give up a lot. Yeah, you gave up AD. I mean, AD that guy, but what else did you give up?
Nothing. Zing, bam, boom. Nothing.
What was crazy, I did hear one of the guys talking this morning was like with LeBron. So does this cement the fact that LeBron gonna definitely want to stay there? Or would he have other plans? Is he feeling a certain way about certain things, and would he want to get up out of there? You think about last year, even though they shut it down. But remember, that was the Golden State talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Golden State talk, and your boy Draymond was out here pulling for that joint, boy. Like, he was like, "Bring my boy over here," blah blah blah.
Of course.
And of course, Bron's gonna catch heat for that. Bron and Pelinka and them, they shut that joint down quick. Said, "Nah, we're gonna stay here and do what we came here to do." But this is going to be the funny part, is to see what LeBron has to say in his decisions, not only this week, but just going into the future. Because he hinted last night he wouldn't give us a direct answer on whether or not he was playing again next year. But this makes it real interesting.
Well, he definitely, like, there's no more waiting for somebody to take the lead. There's no more sitting back and wishing somebody would step up and be the guy, even though I'm on the court. Luka ain't gonna care. Luka gonna be dribbling that rock 85 times per possession, back down, step back, fire. He's not gonna care. So now that there's that, and it's a superstar that the Lakers probably feel comfortable with going forward, it's a brave new world. And LeBron ain't got to do as much, possibly. We're gonna see. We're gonna see within the next 4 days. But if LeBron don't have to do as much, oh my gosh, he might be chilling.
It's about to turn into the greatest passing show on earth. I can imagine the dimes that are about to be dropped just between the two of them. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Give and go. Everybody else getting set up. This is gonna be crazy. This is like, I can't wait. I can't wait for the first Sunday game. Since we're gonna have no more NFL. I can't wait till the first Sunday game when these two are playing. And I ain't talking about one of them night joints. I'm talking about, I'll take the night joint, but give me one of them Sunday 3:30 joints. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this. And my son was talking earlier. He was like, "Man, can you imagine when the Lakers and the Mavs play? Luka gonna be out here trying to he's gonna be out there trying to dissect these people crazy." You know what I'm saying?
Score 60 on them.
Luka gonna come back with a crazy, I don't know. Even if he don't score 60, so I can see him come out there with a crazy 38, 15 assists. You know what I'm saying? Like, just going monster. Yeah.
60. I'm sticking with 60.
You sticking with 60?
I'm sticking with 6.
Well, I can see it because you know why? Because you and I are quite confident. And if Bron is still on this team, which we don't think that he won't be, but Bron will let him cook.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing about Bron for the people. Bron for the people. Bron realized the moment. You know what? Yeah, my boy Luka, he going back to the crib. Yeah. This is his night. I'm gonna let him go on and cook. Bron equal opportunity, bro.
Am I echoing?
Not on my end. You sound good over here.
Okay, cool.
So I can say, generally, you like this though. You pretty happy?
I'm fine with it. I mean, if it didn't happen, I'd be fine. With it happening, I'm fine. Now, I gotta mention that when Luka first got to the league, I said that Luka was gonna be GOAT adjacent. And now he is. In the locker room.
Wow. Bro.
That's not even what I mean.
Hey, bro, you got to roll a TikTok on that. Let's go.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a TikTok, man. That's a TikTok, right there. GOAT adjacent. That's fire. That is fire right there. You definitely got a TikTok that one. But you look at this move for the Lakers, man. So I'm sitting there looking at the standings. What's crazy enough, you make this move, they're sitting there in 5th place in the league right now. And we can jump all the way up to the 2nd place team, or the teams that are tied for second, which are the Rockets and the Grizzlies. At the time of this move, the Lakers are only 4 games behind them in the 2 spot. Go get that big, though. They got to get that big.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The best part is, I mean, if nothing happens, you can always look at Denver. You can always look at Dallas and the way they were able to maneuver last year and get themselves to the finals off the back of 2 people that was going to be pounding the rock every possession.
That's true. That is true. What Keith got. The deal would have made sense if Dalton Connect was included in the deal.
No, it wouldn't.
You don't like that?
No, he good where he at.
I figured you say that. You good with it. Let's see. Damn, it's a big Luka. And Luka, and with the Heat, well, here we go. Luka and Dalton will be crazy as they progress. We're assuming that he make it through this week. If Connect make it through this week,
he ain't going nowhere, bro. That man ain't going nowhere.
I'm cautioning every NBA fan to talking about if we get this piece or if we do this. The trade deadline is in 4 days. So we're making these assumptions with these players, with all these players, about what the lineup is going to look like. And at least once a year, there's somebody as a team that's got to give up something they didn't want to give up to make something work.
Prime.
What's that?
You ain't got your eye on Jimmy Butler, do you?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
No. Me personally?
No. In this conversation that we having.
Oh no. Well, we're gonna talk about Jimmy. We're gonna ask about Jimmy in a second anyway. But I think you're talking about me personally as New York. No.
Oh, no, I know you're not worried.
I don't need nothing but maybe to get rid of a big man and bring in another big man. That's what I need. So that's what I need. I need a certain big man. That when we talk about injuries, this is really who we should be talking about. But I got a certain big man in New York.
Come on, Prime.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't be that way to your boy. Don't be that way to you, man.
My boy shows up every now and then when he's healthy. He showed up in the playoffs until he didn't last year. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see that man frustrate Embiid like that. It was a beautiful thing. But you can count on a bunch of stuff all the time, and you know what they are. You can include it in that. Is that Mitchell Robinson gonna be on that sideline for a long time? Yeah, so can I get a walk-up catch with somebody? Give me something. I just need to. And if I don't get what I need during this here joint, because I don't really know how we would even make it work at this point, because they can't afford to give it nobody that we got. But if we because I don't know, I ain't gonna get to the Knicks right now. But as long as they don't give up Deuce, I'm good. Last year I told you to get Deuce up. I was kind of mad about that thing.
Yeah.
Quickly them go. I'm like, man, why you get Deuce in the deal, man? Why they ain't want? Now I'm like, yeah, God, that boy Deuce good. That boy
change the heart.
Yeah, that's my guy. So yeah,
can't be mad at that.
Unless y'all look, y'all got something y'all want to trade me for Mitch?
What we gonna trade? First of all, no, we don't need as the people have already stated. Y'all told me AD be hurt. What we gonna get another hurt man for, right? So
go and take them and get somebody else involved in it. Maybe I can go get me like a Walker Kessler or somebody, bro.
That's tough.
Give me a Valanciunas. Give me something. Somebody want to leave on where they are.
We gonna see. We got 4 days. We got 48. What time is it? We call it noon. We got what?
12:30.
Oh, 52 hours. 52 hours. That's it. 48. 96. That's 100. We got 100 hours. 100 hours. Yep. It was like 4 o'clock. 100 hours before the trade deadline. Here you go. It's going down.
And we're gonna start hearing news before that, but yeah, it's gonna be on and popping, man. It's on and popping. So we should see what happens here with these here Lakers, and I'm sure more news will come out through the course of the day. Shout out, hey, what up, D? Hey, my bad, man. Happy belated birthday too. No, you and Rob's birthday was this past week, man. I ain't get at y'all, man. Brother had a lot going on. He says Dallas called LA to make the trade. He's a Laker fan too. They wanted Luka out of Dallas. I don't know why. Still no defense in LA. Yeah, we was touching on that earlier. Well, certain parts of that earlier. And there's something else with Luka. Not saying that the man went out there and slept with nobody's wife and nothing. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying something else. I'm just saying that it was some feeling somewhere because it's just kind of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we ain't gonna negotiate with nobody else. Look, we gotta clear out. Let's go and do this. We ain't gonna dangle out there for nobody else to see what we could get.
Very interesting.
Yeah, pull the trigger. Somebody don't like somebody, man. Somebody beat somebody, they draw 4 to death in Uno. They won't happen in the first. That's just what happened. We're playing black Uno.
GM Nico Hassan don't like somebody. Ownership
was mad that he could pay better black Uno than anybody else. And that's what it is. We get down. Get that man about 7 draw 4s back to back. Like, how we get
back to back.
Ain't nothing off the table, bro. Ain't nothing off the table. You mentioned it briefly, but we were talking about Jimmy Butler, man. Jimmy Butler, it's obvious that Jimmy wants to go. All those years he was down there with his boy Pat Riley. Him and Eric S. was out there hanging out. They was good buddies. Now they just ain't boys no more. You know what I'm saying? Them cats just ain't down no more. And it's pretty obvious. So they've already suspended him again indefinitely. So it looks like the divorce is coming. Unless Pat Riley is. Pat Riley don't give a darn. Pat says, I'm just not going to trade you. I'm just not going to do anything.
Just not going to trade you.
You're just going to sit here, bro. I mean, you think. I'm going to let you think about it, and I'm just not going to trade you. And we know that Pat Riley type person do something like that, too. You're not going to out Pat Riley. You feel me? So I hope it's going to move that, man. Not that I give a darn about anything with the Miami Heat, because I don't.
You don't.
But I would like them to go on and move him, man. They said that one of the teams to watch in this whole mess, I'm sitting there trying to think how it would work, but then he could play the small. It's the same team we're hearing about a couple of other players. They was like, keep an eye on Houston. They was like,
really?
they was like, keep an eye on Houston. I've heard that from a couple of different outlets over the past week or two. They're suggesting the same thing, as if as good as Houston is playing, sitting at number 2 right now, can ball with anybody, that Ime is supposedly voiced to ownership that they should look into possibly making some moves. So, I mean, they're trying to pair him up with Green. No, they ain't letting Green go nowhere. Like, I don't know. But they said a team to watch would be Houston.
Wow. That's surprising.
And I'm also, when it was crazy enough, when we're talking about these Houston Rockets, they're also supposedly a team to watch for De'Aaron Fox.
I can see that.
So
if something like that was to happen, yeah, I get that. I get that. Because you can get Fox to run a show, and you don't need everybody that's around that joint right now. You can slide somebody out to Sacramento. I can see that.
So if you do that, are you able with that contract, if you were to bring a Fox there, are you able to keep Van Vliet with the money? I don't know what the money looks like. So I gotta look. You got Van Vliet and Jalen Green sitting right there. And then who's the small in it? Amon Thompson? Amen.
Yeah, Thompson.
Yeah, so
do you care to keep Van Vliet at that point though?
Man, I ain't think about that.
You could just, I mean, that could be a thing. I can see that. Plus, Fox is a consistent bucket. Like, he can consistently give you the bucket.
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Well, they say his choice, of course, they said his real choice is to go play with Wemby. They say he wants to go.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been hearing that for the past couple of weeks. They were even talking about it. What's my man? Sam Mitchell? Yeah. They were talking about it on NBA TV about 2 weeks ago. They were talking about it. That was like the second time I had heard it. And they were talking about he wants to go play. He would like to play with Wemby.
Okay. I can see that.
And so
I mean, I can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at wanting to play with Wemby. Wemby, hey, that man's he's a problem.
And
he's
you
a
think
problem
about
forever.
And you think about it, you'd be like, well, why would you want to do that? The thing is, you want to go to a team that's going to contend. But I mean, if you look at the Spurs right now, the 21 wins, they're sitting right in the 12th spot. I mean, the Kings ain't much better right now. They 24-24. It's a 3-game difference. They're sitting back in the 10th.
Yeah, and they're nice and young. They nice young squad.
Yeah.
Could be something.
I love that. Now, the Jimmy Butler thing is interesting because now you ask about would you need Van Vliet if you go get Fox. But if you can swing a trade for Jimmy Butler, I think the three of them work together. If you can make it work, the money work. I think I can see Van Vliet with Jalen Green and Jimmy. You play Jimmy at the what? Play Jimmy at the 3.
You saying Jimmy to Houston? I was about to say who is signing up? Who is signing up for Jimmy Butler right now?
Yeah, that's a good question too.
I'm just like, you know how it's going to end. It's going to end contentiously one way or the other. But do you accept that from 35-year-old Jimmy until you reach that point? I don't know.
Look at these comments. That Source ain't trying to hear that, Damon. He said he think now Reeves may be available.
Who? Oh, Dame said that?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Source ain't really trying to hear that, bro. I feel you. Ain't none of my business. I'm just telling you, but I feel you.
Come on now. What we doing? What we doing?
JB said
we're gonna have the best white team in recent history. Shoot.
Hey,
I'll take all my white guys,
Celtics, bro.
All my white guys, line them up.
Y'all would be the best
against my white
guys.
guys.
Y'all have the best white guys with the 80 Celtics, bro.
What we doing?
Running everybody out the gym.
Tom Chambers and Dan Marley. No.
Lakers be a problem. My man JB said video of Devin Booker saying sign Jimmy Butler after he saw the latest trade. Man, Phoenix, man, it's been so much smoke about Phoenix even before the season started about how this team was going to end up and who was going to possible there's teams maybe after Booker. Booker may consider leaving now. He don't want to leave. And they sit in a nice spot right there. So I mean, they sitting okay. But what would you like? How would you make that? So, of course, obviously, if you make that move, then the boy is definitely out of there. Well, no, he had no trade clause though. How did they give him a no trade clause?
Right.
Deal.
Because he stayed, because he didn't take the money that first year. That's my thinking, because he didn't take the money that first year. He like, all right, we're gonna put some tweet on this, John. If I stick around, if I suffer through this, if I suffer through this by myself, we got to work something out on the back end. For me,
right?
It had to be.
Wow. How does he get a no team? Yeah, well, I don't know how much it is. We should believe it, but what's my girl? Is it Shelburne Marun? What's her name? What's the lady?
Ramona?
Ramona. I think it was Ramona earlier in the week was mentioning him, and I didn't catch the whole conversation, but it felt like to me that there may be a team or two that he may be willing to waive that.
I thought Miami was one of them.
I think Miami was one of them.
I mean, I didn't hear her say it, but I thought I heard that recently. And he's the only person with a no trade clause in the NBA. Is that
well? No, Bron, right? No, Bron got no trade, right?
He got to have no trade.
I think they're the only two.
Only two, okay. Because I was like, that's. I mean,
I think they don't. I'm pretty sure. I think they're the only two players.
That is outrageous. That's outrageous. Yeah. Bradley Beal. That is nothing against Bradley Beal. Nothing against Bradley Beal. Until otherwise proven, Bradley Beal is the guy that will kill everybody as long as there's no expectations. But then when the expectations come, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if I got it, boss. They Bruce said Butler. Oh, you see, okay. He said Butler Butler, not Booker to the Warriors. What do you think about that? Yeah, put
Draymond and Jimmy buckets
Ooh.
Together.
Be some fights.
Be a lot of anger. Frustration.
Steph too small to try to step in between them two. Like, and they out there on somebody, man. Like, it can be some fights out there.
Yeah.
Might get back to some bully ball a little bit out there. Yeah, I take some bully ball.
Oh, Steph have a good time with that lineup though. Yeah, have a good time with that lineup.
You think he wouldn't?
Shoot.
Yeah, that could be a problem. I'm anxious to see what type of moves they make, if any, over the next couple of days.
It got to we can't start out like this and then this don't fizzle out for the next 4 days. It got to be some habits. Got to be some habits.
Even if it's not what they suit like a major player, because I don't know how you top this. We need some good names though.
Oh yeah, we're not top. You can't top this. This is the craziest thing. At least 40 years. I can't think of anything that's
might be the biggest thing I can remember.
Because Shaq wasn't traded.
Hey man, in my 21 years on this earth, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Hey, crazy. Hey, two things, both involving KD. I don't have a problem with KD at all. Crazier thing to happen. KD signing with Golden State
Warriors
or this trade.
Dang. Yeah, I wish Didge was on for this one. Now I'm not gonna pay the recency card, but for me, I take this trade.
Second question. Which version of KD, which team is the biggest disappointment? In KD's career, which team that he was with that was expected to do something is the biggest disappointment? It's probably the obvious one, I guess.
With the one in your own now.
More than Brooklyn? And they
Yeah,
both were like,
yeah. I forgot Kyrie. I don't think much about Brooklyn, but yeah, it may be. I think that this Brooklyn. No, it maybe Brooklyn by is. I mean, you had Kyrie there. We recognize that Booker is a great player, but we were talking about Kyrie at one time is when in his career is maybe the greatest point guard ever. It's playing depending on what people were talking about at one point. So maybe Brooklyn. It was definitely not Brooklyn. But I think this Suns squad is underachieved majorly. And I'm not saying they had to win championships, but what I'm talking I'm thinking this is a squad that's going to be at least top 3 in the West every year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't working out that way. Definitely ain't going to work out this year.
I hate the fact that the whole NBA, more than anybody else, the NBA has given less power to the regular season. The regular season is just like, as long as we get in the playoffs. That's how it is now. You used to be I want to be 1, 2, whatever. As long as we get in the playoffs, it's fine. Come on, man. Y'all don't be trying sometimes. It's very frustrating. I'm not going to be, this product is terrible guy, but it is frustrating on a nightly, night in, night out basis.
It is. Bruce, hey, OKC, that squad, Bruce. It's just shout out to our resident homie, my guy, Arvin Jackson. That's his squad.
AJ.
That's I feel like I do know another OKC fan. It's just not. It's another OKC fan in the group, and I can't think of who it is. But that's my guy that I know for sure that has been down since day one. He's been down since day one. He followed them before the move and all that. So, and I've been knowing AJ for.
Don't say it, Prime. Don't say it. If you're 21.
Yeah, a bunch of years. But he's the real legit. So shout out to him. So when he holler, SGA and all that, I can respect it. I can respect it. They are a problem. I don't even know people talking about fine tuning it with a piece or two. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know if I'm touching it. Not this year. I'm not touching it, bro.
Let it run. See what happens.
6 wins better than anybody in the Western Conference right now. And we've seen when they get on TV, they have problems. Matter of fact, the only team in the whole league that got more wins than them is Cleveland over in the East, which is another problem if y'all ain't been paying attention.
Yep, definitely.
And we'll be doing a little bit more NBA because since the Super Bowl next week, so we're going to find something to talk about as far as sports anyway. We got other stuff we're going to talk about, but indeed.
We're talking real crazy next week.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk reckless. I know you're going to be talking reckless. But, we're going to talk real reckless next week, man. So we're going to be talking the Super Bowl. Anybody on here that want to come in and come on this show and talk about the Super Bowl with us, you are welcome. Hit myself or Source up, inboxes, post on the page, whatever. We're always looking for a guest or 2 or 3. So if you want to come on next week and talk about the Super Bowl, we should be going on. Unless something changes, it'll be 11:30. We'll let you know if it's going to be if there's a time change. But any of y'all in the chat who want to come on, come through.
You ain't got to stay the whole time. You can just pull up, say what you got to say, and keep it moving.
Yeah, you can come on for the whole show. You can come on and just say your piece and keep it moving and get off. You can stay for half the show. We'll do whatever. Tell us what you're cooking for the Super Bowl meal. I don't even care if you got your camera out and you show us preparing the food. You know what I'm saying? What kind of I want to see them steaks going in there,
Yeah.
What you're doing. So let us know. Come through for 5 minutes. Go for an hour and a half, whatever. It don't matter. Come through. All right. So it's the only other thing I got, man, as far as NBA, man, is that I'm kind of happy, and that's petty. I never proclaimed to be a petty person, and I really don't care too much about who make it to the All-Star game, like talking about. I do want to shout out the Knicks, though. We got two, not only two in there, we got two starters in this thing. Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Remember last year, Knicks fans were sweating, trying to get Jalen Brunson on the squad. Now he comes out as a starter. I do feel bad I think LaMelo Ball should have made it. Of course, we'll always go back to who you're going to take off, but LaMelo Ball was balling this year. But you know who I ain't mad about?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do know who you ain't mad about.
Yeah. They got a new term now. I think he quoted it called being trade.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna curse, but that Trae Young. Trae Young ain't in the All-Star, I guess. I don't give a darn. There's no way about Trae Young not making the All-Star team.
What about Maxey though?
Yeah, I thought Maxey deserved to be there if there was more spots. Maxey is somebody that was balling before the extension for the money, and he continued to ball after the money. He does in a situation right now where his I guess you got to call Maxey a star now. I mean, to some extent. I mean, his co-star, his buddy, his homie, just can't. He doing what he do.
He just came home.
He doing what he does. We don't know. Y'all talking about when Luka gonna play. We don't even know when Embiid gonna play. And you can't count on PG night after night. PG can burn you some cats some nights, but then you don't know PG gonna be on the court, be 100%. So Maxey, man. And on the other side, though, notable too, we know there was we're sitting there talking about Luka, right? But no Luka, no Kyrie. So it is what it is.
Give him some more incentive when he take over this. Give Kyrie some more incentive when he take over for good, well, as he is now, to go crazy.
Yeah, I predicted Kyrie is going to go absolutely nuts after the All-Star break. I'm telling you, watch his numbers. I got a feeling we about to see some of that old Drew up in here. I think it's about to go down. So, indeed. All right, man. So, we're going to talk some more basketball at the end of this show. Of course, that's going to be WNBA because we just had the trade. We just had the trade deadline come up. But I wanted to take a second, since we haven't been on since, and just do a brief recap, talk, whatever, about the two NFL championship games that went down last Sunday on that. So, yeah, that went down. So, if you didn't know, there was a couple of games last Sunday. And if you didn't know, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders. I don't know if you knew about that or not.
Wow.
Yeah. Eagles went out there and went ham. 55-23 later, a 50 piece on these people.
Brian, have you heard my theory?
What's your theory?
So last week, I believe I mentioned my Kobe theory, right? I said the score was going to be 32-24, 24, Kobe plus 8 equals 32, Kobe, yeah. So I had, and it was something else to them numbers. But I was wrong. But I was right. How many years prior to this? The game was last Sunday. When did Kobe pass away? 5 years ago on Sunday. 55. 55-23. What is the margin of victory? That same 32 that I mentioned before. 24 plus 8, 32. Kobe. I'm sorry. It's Kobe related. It's Kobe related.
That's crazy. That is crazy how that came together. That is crazy how that came together. That I I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember what my score was, but I didn't expect this game last week. I think you did. I didn't expect this game to go off the rails the way that it did. There's no way. I didn't see Philly scoring 50. I saw them putting up points, but I didn't see them scoring 50. And I did not expect the margin of victory to be this large. I think my score, was it 31-28, I think? I think it's what it was.
That was very good, Prime. You are correct. That is exactly what you had. Meanwhile, someone had Washington winning 28-24, but they are not here to defend themselves because of someone else had Washington 32-28. JB, any thoughts? Any words? Do you want to share? No? All right. That's it.
What was your score again?
32-24. Kobe.
All right. That's right. Off the rails, man.
Now, do you want me to just go on a rant, go on a soliloquy? Like I can. I don't have one ready, but if you,
do your thing.
In the comments, if you were watching during the game, I was commenting regularly, posting regularly during the game. There was one comment that said, okay, let's back up. The Eagles definitely made some mistakes, and the game was closer, especially in the first half, than it should have been. There was no reason for there to be a 12-point game at halftime. None at all. Washington was tricking it up, turning the ball over. Philly was taking advantage of those things. But there were multiple occasions where the Eagles did things that I was like, well, later I thought about it. I was like, I'm glad this wasn't a better team. Like nothing against Washington, nothing, not slighting Washington, but I'm glad this wasn't against a more experienced playoff team, a better team overall. Because you can't have somebody just turn the ball over multiple times. You have no turnovers and they still hanging around. Then they were able to cut the lead back to 11. So again, you're allowing them to be close enough that one mistake on the Eagles offense and they're moving the ball, they can cut it to a one score lead, 3 points, 4 points. Again, that's two separate times. I pointed out the fact that the Eagles gave up the fake punt, which led to 3 points. I pointed out the fact that the Eagles put themselves out of field goal range, really, with taking a sack for no good reason. It was crazy. And there was another 3 points that went to Washington. I can't remember what happened, but that was 9 points. I said it should have been a 24-point lead. I actually meant 21 because I was thinking that the lead was 15 when it was actually 12. Yeah. But yeah, and then someone wants to pop into the comments trying to act like what I was saying was based on being a fan of the Eagles. I won't say never. I rarely talk from the standpoint of a fan of the Eagles, especially when talking about the Eagles. I talk about whatever's going on in the game, facts and opinions based on what's in front of us. Yep. Logic. I use logic. Everything I say is logical. I don't like that. Y'all be arguing with people. I argue with somebody else. Tell somebody else they don't know what they're talking about. I ain't saying I know everything at all, but y'all ain't gonna keep talking to me like I just make stuff up and throw it out there out the blue. That's all I'm saying. That has nothing to do with the game. That has more to do with me. And that's not even where I was going. But since we're here, I just want to make that point. You're talking crazy. Somebody told me I don't know hip hop. Somebody told me just because you listen to hip hop don't mean you know hip. The world says I know hip hop. I don't say it. Y'all stop acting like we ain't the same. Whoever, we are not the same. I promise you, we are not the same when it comes to these things. So pump your brakes. That's all. Okay, about the Eagles. What you want to say, Prime? What you want to talk about?
Nah, I just want to talk about how dominant you guys were. If somebody
No, you don't. That didn't even sound right, Prime. That didn't even sound right when you said it.
No, y'all was dominant, bro. Y'all were dominant. Somebody would have told me that Saquon was on a rush for $118, and y'all was still gonna hang 55 points on somebody. I thought you were crazy. If somebody would have told me, oh yeah, the Eagles want to put up 50+ points on that. And my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I know Saquon went for at least $170. At least he might have busted 200. No, $118 on the ground. Then you couple in the fact that the Eagles had 6 touchdowns on the ground between the 3 of them. 3 for Saquon, 3 for Jalen Hurts. Like this, I'd have thought if they put up 55 as well, that I'm at least have a couple of more passing touchdowns in there. That's what Jalen probably throw 2. Saquon bust a $170 plus. Okay, I'm going to get it, right? Now, that's not the way that this thing went down. It was complete and utter dominance from the Philadelphia Eagles. And I mentioned last week, I said the way for Washington to win this game is that Washington was going to have to start fast, like they did the week before, and continue to match. Took them a while to really get things going. Philly had their foot on the gas pedal from kickoff to finish. And this is how we got to where we got to now. And you add in the penalties too. Washington, 9 penalties for 47 yards, only 5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Team came in dominant, totally disciplined. And like I say, I just didn't see this coming. I thought it was going to be a lot closer game than this.
Two things. One, we gotta discount 2 of the penalties for Washington. That was Frankie Louvu jumping over the top of the pile. That's wild. Acting crazy. Then people said, listen, y'all keep playing, we're just gonna give them a touchdown. People in the comments and just in comments in general were like, that can't be true. That's not a real. So you think they just made it up during the game? You think it's not a rule?
That was crazy. A majority of America didn't even know that either.
And that's
everybody was like, huh? I don't know.
I'm cool with people not knowing.
Yeah.
I'm not cool with people acting like they just made it up. Like they just making up stuff during the game. Oh, that ain't a rule. It's not a rule because you don't know it's not a rule. Like what? Also, one other thing that you just you reminded me of the 3-point. Oh, last week in our conversation, Prime, at the beginning, I said at the beginning of the game, I said regardless of Washington's first drive, I don't care if they go for it. I believe I said I don't care if they go for a third, fourth, whatever they do, as long as they put some points on the board, it's going to be a good thing for them. They're going to appreciate putting points on the board because they were down 14-0 in the first quarter the last time they played the Eagles.
Yep.
In the comments, once again, oh, that wasn't a good drive. That wasn't a positive. The analyst just said it on TV. Is that enough for you? The analyst said it during the game. It was a positive drive that they put up the points. Anyway, what were you saying, Prime?
No, I don't have much to say. I think too, man. If you were talking about them going for it in certain parts of the game, man, and in these third and fourth downs. If I am correct, your Philadelphia Eagles were 7 for 7 in their red zone. Which of course prompted the weekly hate. These people petitioning hard because they want to get rid of y'all little push. Yeah, that joint, the tush push, all that stuff. When that joint got to trending, now the game is going on. We got an actual NFL game going on, and you got the Commanders, you got the Eagles, you got a game that was coming later that people were hyped about, all these other things going on. And one of the trending topics, one of the top 10 trending topics during that game was on Twitter was about the tush push. I'm like, this is really what we're doing. People want that joint banned. Everybody who don't live in Philly want that joint banned.
Yeah, they mad. They mad. Tell them why you mad, son. They don't be recognizing.
Almost unstoppable.
Almost, yeah. It got stopped. It definitely got stopped.
Yeah, I said almost.
Conversion.
Yeah, but 99% of the time, it's going down.
The running game was kind of crazy, though. It was. You gotta admit that. Gotta appreciate it. Gotta shout out that front line, man. That offensive line doing
injured
damage.
Injured and all.
Damage. Yeah, injured.
With braces
six men were playing, and 2 of them were down bad. But made it do what it do. Bird gang, like you mentioned, 6 rushing touchdowns between Hurts and Saquon, added in the one by Shipley. Oh, what I was going to say is, if somebody said that the Eagles was going to score 55, I would have thought that there would be some defensive points on the board as well. I definitely would have taken there being some defensive points. But no, 7 rushing, 1 in the air. I could have done without Jalen Hurts comment. I don't know who that. I saw where it was explained that maybe it was talking to the media as opposed to acting like Sirianni was holding him back. But yeah, I could have done without that joint. But it had to be calculated. Jalen's a pretty smart guy, so it had to be calculated.
Shout out Jay. Yeah. Be calculated. Shout out Jay Holler. Jay Holler, when we're talking about the beatdown, he said we've seen it before in Dallas, of course. He said, Dan Quinn always good for a defensive blowout. So yeah, we definitely seen that before. We have definitely seen that before. So, but I don't even know if it was just a Dan Quinn thing. I think Philly would have put that hurt on a whole lot of people, so 50, I don't know, but they would have put a hurt on a whole lot of people.
50 is crazy, bro. 50 is crazy. 50 is crazy.
Crazy, John. When y'all got to 55, I'm sitting like, don't let these people get 60. Don't let these people. I had 2 thoughts. My first thought was, please don't let these people get 60 at this point, because it's already going to be created. Game over. They land 60 on people. But my second thought was, well, if they're going to get 60 on somebody, at least it ain't a team with a star on their hill. Because can you imagine Twitter
and all God.
Not just the SBP group. Cowboys get 60 hung on.
In the playoffs at that?
Yeah. Then on the flip side, I was like, well, now if they do score 60 on these people, I am going to enjoy all the Cowboy fans that's barking back at these people on social media today because they're getting sent home and got 60 hung on. Because they were showing in comments going crazy when Green Bay beat the brakes off us last year. So I wouldn't have had no parts of it, but I probably would have enjoyed the commentary. So the post.
The cool part about the offense for the Eagles, my last thought really, is putting up 27 in the first half. It was 27-15 at halftime. And putting up 4 touchdowns in the first half and 4 more in the second half. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now chasing that 2-point conversion in the second quarter is, I don't care what the analytics say. I'll never understand chasing points in the first half like that. Unless you think the score is going to be 100-100, I don't understand what you're chasing points for. Like, what are you chasing points for in the first half? With the lead at that. It's so unnecessary. Unnecessary.
You mentioned the offensive line earlier. I thought you was going to mention. You got to shout out the homie. Well, the homegrown kid, Mekhi Becton, 804, red grown,
yes,
red grown up. Parents are good people. I know his dad. I don't know if I told you, right? Did I tell you his father, Big Beck, is my daughter's mother's cousin. So I used to know him back in the day, when my daughter was in bed. Yeah. It's days to keep my daughter and everything. So good dude, man. Good dude. Been with Mekhi every step of the way. He used to coach Mekhi. Matter of fact, when in Little League. So but Big Beck. So his father, Big Beck, is a big dude. So it's just crazy when I see Mekhi bigger than his dad. I'm like,
way bigger though.
Way bigger.
Yeah. Crazy to see.
Good people, man. Good people, man. It's good people.
I remember watching Mekhi run up and down the basketball court behind the screen. That's a big problem, boy. That's a big problem.
No doubt. I see Bruce Parker throwing up the spring of love in there. No doubt.
Of course he is.
Cool. Hey, Bruce, hope you hang out with us a little bit longer because after we about to wrap this game up. We got something brief on the Chiefs and the Bills, and then we're gonna clean up with some WNBA. So a lot of stuff can happen. So, but needless to say, the Eagles are moving on to next week's Super Bowl. So we're gonna have plenty of talk about them come next week. I know Short's gonna have a whole lot to say. He's gonna start prepping today.
I'm gonna have notes. I'm writing notes down. Bullet points, something.
That is going to be fun. Next up, let's move on to the controversial game, which we knew was going to be controversial, no matter how it, as long as a certain team won, it was going to be controversy. But we talk about the Chiefs and the Bills. The Chiefs 32-29 victory, and I would like to say, first of all, I expected this game to be close. I expected this game to possibly come down to the last possession, and exactly the way it went down. We had two of the best quarterbacks in the game, but we're at a point now, unfortunately, that one is hating. Folks are hating one quarterback for no reason. Then the other people that were supporting another quarterback are back on the train, saying that quarterback ain't that good because he can't never get it done. So this is just the world that we live in, bro. This is just the world we live in with these people. Tells me a lot about the home life, bro. But anyway, what you think about this game overall, man?
Oh, let me start out, Prime, by saying I didn't realize that you and I picked the same. Like, we picked the Eagles and the Chiefs, and we both had this one, but with the Chiefs winning by two points. I had 24-22. You had 27-25.
Yep.
Also, Cuzzo, JB, they both had Buffalo the same way they had Washington. Cuzzo had 35-27. JB had 38-35. The best score actually was JB's wife. She actually had Buffalo winning, but 32-31.
Amy, yeah.
So she was the closest. Yeah,
and remember, it was funny when as soon as he mentioned her score, I said I kind of like that score. I did like that score. Thinking about it.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, it was a fun game. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be honest. Two things. One, I ended up having to go to the store in the second quarter, so I missed part of the second quarter. And two, after the Eagles game, I wasn't 100% focused, yo. Especially early on. The game was on, but I was somewhere else in here. I was not all the way focused on what was happening on the screen. I was watching, but I wasn't attentive. But it was fun though. It was a fun game. James Cook was out there doing what he had to do, and James Cook had the best opinion, the best statement post game. I don't know when it was, if it was right after the game or later on, but he had the best statement when it came to talking about the refs, as people like to do. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I know you enjoyed it because, like you said, that was what you expected anyway.
Yep, I told you I enjoyed it. It went down pretty close to the way I expected it to go down. One quarterback that I've been crazy about, another quarterback that I've been pushing the entire season since we started from the very first show we did this year on the NFL. And so I had, I wouldn't have had any feelings about who won it. I'd have been happy for one team, kind of sad for the other team. And,
Right.
We're talking about, Josh Allen. I mean, y'all crazy people can talk all that mess about can't get over the hump and all that crap all y'all want to. Josh Allen balled out, bro. Yeah. Josh Allen balled out. And I'm going to be honest with you, he had a couple of throws that's as accurate or more accurate than anything I've seen Patrick Mahomes throw all season. Right. Them joints he was catching Mac Hollins with. Bro.
Yeah. Both of them deep.
Dimes in traffic, like perfectly covered on one of like Josh Allen is that dude. Y'all ain't gonna tell me otherwise. Now, just because he can't get past Patrick Mahomes or yet to do it, I mean, he got a long career to go. He's yet to do it. And I heard people refer to something I had said a long time ago. I think I might even mentioned it last year and it just added to it. It's kind of like, to an extent, it's almost like the Jordan thing. Like, you think about how many teams in the NBA didn't even get to it. I mean, talking about win a championship, couldn't even get to a championship just because of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
My squad living proof. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to Reggie and them, about it. Miami. Go talk to all of them. They couldn't even get there. We ain't talking about winning. Because somebody was talking about, yeah, man, I said Karl Malone. Nah, we talking about just getting there. We ain't talking, Josh Allen ain't never been in no Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't think any less of him, but that's just what it is. And to this point in his career, his team, his coach, Sean McDermott, the rest of these guys on that squad that have been around, they just cannot get past Patrick Mahomes, but it's bigger than that. They can't get past Andy Reid and that coaching staff. It's just what it is. It's what it is. It's not just solely on Patrick Mahomes. It's that team. It's about teams. You mentioned it perfectly when you talked about my guy Spags dialing up, blitzes and certain things. It was no more evident than the last big play. What could have been a big play on that fourth down when he dials up that blitz, and he pretty much selling out. And Josh has to let it go. And granted, we can debate whether or not Kincaid should have caught it. I mean, he got his hands on it, but he had to kind of turn to get it. But that heat was on. Josh made the best possible throw he could make at that particular time. I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to tell you, if that was Patrick Mahomes and that same thing was executed and the play went that way, I'm going to tell you that it probably would have went the same way. Like, it's just what it was. So, look, man, y'all can miss me with all that Josh Allen stuff, and he ain't this and he ain't that and whatever. The man has showed you enough this year. Y'all the same people that was doubting the mess out of him before now and before this season when they lost all those pieces. Right. He's a possible play away from possibly playing in this coming week's Super Bowl. So I don't feel no different about Josh. I mean, Josh Allen is a baller and one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Y'all can miss me with that stupid stuff.
100%. I 100% agree with what you said. I don't have nothing to add to it for real because, yeah, what you said is facts. And that fourth down play, Josh Allen actually made a great play by avoiding the sack for as long as he did, enough to even put the ball somewhere where there could be a play made on it. Not only that, Kincaid was wide open, right? But there was no way that Josh was going to see him in that moment until he saw him, and he let the ball go. But Kincaid was open, and even with the blitz, he was still able to get the ball in the vicinity of that wide open receiver in a fashion that, Kincaid could have, some would say should have, made the play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I was talking to a guy the other day, and we were talking about Spags, and it was like, man, is it through all these Super Bowls and all this stuff that Spags is not getting another look? Well, I don't know that he hasn't got another look. I kind of get the idea, the feeling that he knows what he wants. And if something becomes available that he would be interested in, I don't think he's just interested in becoming a head coach again with just any team. I think there will be certain situations. We also have to factor in that, think about it. Does he really want to take the time with the offers that may be out there to unfocus on the Kansas City Chiefs? Because every year about this time, where's Spags at? Spags playing for a Super Bowl, right? And the guy tried to tell me, he's like, man, but shoot, you hear about Kellen Moore, man. They said the Saints might be trying to wait on Kellen Moore. Well, that's Kellen Moore, and that's all these other coaches. That don't mean Spags got to do what everybody else doing.
Exactly.
Right? I have a feeling there's certain situations that Spags would be interested in, and that one or two situations hadn't presented itself, so he's not even throwing his name in the hat. You're not going to convince me that somebody hasn't at least called these last couple of years, because I know somebody called.
Did that same person have anything to say when Eric Bieniemy wasn't getting a gig or decided to leave?
I don't know if I had that conversation. And I had that conversation with a bunch of people because I'll stand on the hill and tell you what I was telling everybody. Remember back then I was telling everybody, but for at least 2 years. Yeah. On this year's show, I kept saying, y'all keep talking about the black man and we doing the black man dirty. And I was like, well, I don't know if that's the total case. There's a reason. There's a reason this guy is not getting these jobs or getting these interviews. And I said, for the best I can tell, I'll be willing to tell you that I don't think he probably doesn't interview well. There's an art to interviewing. And it's going on for 2-3 years. And then, of course, I wish nothing bad on the guy because we see what he's now with the running backs coach of the Bears, I believe. Yeah, but you see, he took his ride that he wanted to take. Shout out to him for betting on yourself. But we see where that led.
There's one thing that people don't account for a lot of times. Like everybody might want to be, the guy. But some people realize either they are past wanting that, they're in a situation that most people don't get to be in, or they just realize I am the best at doing this that I'm doing as opposed to
Thank
trying
you.
to do the next thing. You don't
Thank
always
you.
have to try to do the next thing you can try it if you want, but if you're great at something and you're in a great situation, ride it out. If you are good with it in your life, then ride that situation out. You don't always have to try to do the next. Everybody's not necessarily built to do the top job, but you don't have to be. It's not any less. You're not any less of a person being second in charge, third in charge. If you're great at that, then you are being first in charge and not being good at that.
Indeed.
And appreciate the
Yeah, it makes
situation
me.
that you're in.
And you saying that makes me think it's gonna fly over just about everybody's head in here, except for one or two people that I can see here in the chat. Reminds me of we talk about in hip hop, in the old hip hop beats. You go back to like, especially in the 80s, where there might have been a beat or a sample that you could catch in probably 2 or 3 different songs over time. And everybody used the same thing. I don't even know who sung the original song, where it came from, but it's always this little take in the song. I got a good thing. Yeah. It's back in the 80s. There's at least 2 or 3 different hip hop artists that sample that in their songs. That quick song. Only one I can think of off top. I know Super Lover C and Casanova Roy got it in one of their songs. But it's somebody else. I don't know if it's Steezo. Somebody else has it, right? But anyway, I got a good thing. I got a good thing. That's Spags, man. I got a good thing. And we might be sitting here after next, whatever happens in next week's Super Bowl, and then his thought process may change. They're gonna be for no jobs this year. Right. But I'm just saying, next year is a different year. But why would you leave a good thing, especially if you're happy doing it, or just to do what everybody thinks I should do, but it's not the situation I want? You feel me?
Yep.
No, he's done it. He's been a coach before. He knows what he wants and doesn't want. So,
Agreed.
Very interesting.
Agreed.
But to tail this off, though, so we got to talk about, of course, the calls at the end of the game, because there are folks, and you and I have talked about it, that feel like the Chiefs are getting favored a whole lot during the course of this season when it comes to calls. They got the refs in their back pocket. They've got this, and we can go on. There's a lot of games. I always mention the Falcons game. They may have gotten the raw end of the stick, the bad end of the stick on a couple of calls in their game. There was something in Baltimore. It's been a bunch of stuff. But here, with last week's AFC Championship game, of course, there was the spot, or in some cases, the 2 spots. Okay. And that came, early in the fourth quarter. If I remember correctly, Buffalo was up 22-21, I believe, and they were attempting to drive down to score. And we had the first.
It was 22-21? It was 29-22. 29-22, wasn't
it? At that point?
Was it? Okay, so they were down? I'm confused.
Now, I might be wrong, so I have to go back and look it up. I thought it was 22-21 at that point.
Okay.
That might be wrong. If somebody finds out in the chat, let us know. But anyway, regardless of the fact that they were driving down, and we had the spot situation, of course, where they went for it on 4th down, where there's the one official that says, yes, that they got the first down, and Josh Allen got the first down. There was another official that says that they did not get the first down. All right. And a lot of people had it wrong when they were talking about which official did which.
Right.
So
even though it was clearly there on the play, you could see which official was short and which official was further up.
Yeah, and you could see who had a clear path to where the ball may have been,
which we didn't.
Yeah. Yep. Versus just seeing the back and you see somebody's head or shoulder over the line.
Right.
I don't have a problem with these people who feel like, let's just start with that fourth down first. I don't have a problem with the people who feel like Josh Allen got the first down.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the people saying that he blatantly, that he definitely, without a doubt, got the first down.
Right.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, all y'all are wrong. Look, we've seen this happen in other games. Of course, it's the Chiefs. Y'all going to make an even bigger deal about it. But we see these calls every Sunday. Every Sunday. And you'll sit there and watch that game because it's not the Chiefs. I don't know. I can see it from both angles. It looks like, but because it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That particular play, I ain't talking about anything else y'all questioned about the rest. That particular play, y'all are 100% that he got it on that fourth down. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't care. Y'all wrong. That is not the case. There's no definitive. You can't definitively really tell me that he really got that or he didn't get. You can't. So you got to look at the play. I look at what I have to go by when they kept showing everything again in the replays. What I have to go by is the official who at least was facing the play where the ball was facing him. You should have seen. You can clearly see the ball. That's what I got to go by, and that's what I'm gonna stand on that. So if he's telling us that he ain't sure or that it's not it because of what was, what he called on the field with him, I'm gonna ride with that. I guarantee you, Source, if we are watching this joint right now and it had been Minnesota in that situation,
right,
and we wouldn't hear much about it.
Agreed.
People in their feelings, man, excuses. So as they figure the refs got Kansas City, the Kansas City got the refs in their back pocket.
Have you ever thought that it was the refs? Have you ever thought that
for Kansas City?
Yeah.
No, let me tell you why. And I know those of you that know me are probably so you being biased. This is my thing, Source, and maybe you can help me, and maybe you have a better answer than me. What does the NFL have to gain, honestly, at this point, by cheating for the Kansas City Chiefs? Man, granted, we understand that they want to make history and the three-peat is there. But what did they have to gain in any of these other years when they were winning Super Bowls? So you say, Prime, you just answered your own question, but now there's more history on the line. I've seen the conspiracy. I'm an X-Files guy, so they always talk about the conspiracy theories and all that.
Right.
And I'm seeing people put stuff on, Prime, but now it's a chance for the three-peat. Now the fix is in because people don't want him to get, people want him to outdo the Patriots, what the Patriots did. All this stuff. The NFL is about money. This is the dumbest thing for me. The NFL is about money. What does the NFL have to gain, bro, by Kansas City winning other than that? Like, tell me. We're going to talk about television markets, first of all, right? Top 10 television markets in the NFL. New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Dallas, San Francisco, Atlanta, Houston, Washington. All of these people, all of these teams, if we're talking about television markets, when we're breaking down cities, right? Kansas City Missouri is nowhere. They don't have anything in Missouri in the top 10. Do you know where KC ranks in television markets is when it comes to the NFL?
19th.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, before I'm gonna tell you so if you want that again, we're talking about cities, so we're not just talking about in the NFL where there's 32 teams. We're talking about cities in general.
Kansas City, the city. Oh.
And I didn't mention LA, which is number 2. I don't know how I skipped LA, but yeah. What would you think that they would, if you would take a wild guess?
71st.
Nah, ain't that bad.
I'm just throwing out a number.
Kansas City Chiefs, and I've looked this up on two different sites. Forbes is one, and one through the NFL stats. They're rated as the number 34 television market in the National Football League. 34. We're talking about money. If this thing was fixed the way y'all say it's fixed, well, they're cheating for them and then they fixes in. Wouldn't the NFL make more money than the Dallas Cowboys winning? Right? You hate the Dallas Cowboys, you love them. They're the most expensive, the most profitable team in the National Football League, right? You can make an argument for, the surge that they made in New England because they are up there, those years and people, how much money people spend on watching those games, right? We're talking about markets. The Washington Commanders here recently, was their season a script? Because right now they were in the top 6 or 7 teams when it comes to actual value, right? Was the great season that Jaden Daniel had, was that written in the script too? Like Kansas City is nowhere when we're talking about value. They're like 21st. So y'all killing me with this and that. They want, what do they gain outside of the 3P? Well, they want another black quarterback to do, bro. Man, NFL don't care nothing about black people like talking about. So they
that would
care
definitely
about
not be a thing.
So y'all explain to me why y'all are, other than the fact that y'all just mad because they either beat your team or you sitting at home. Why is just that the fix is in? And because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what fix y'all are talking about because I'm not 100% sure they're gonna beat Philadelphia right now. I'm not even close to thinking that, right now. So y'all got to explain this to me. These calls that y'all are talking about, I'm not saying none of them were, during the course of the season weren't bad calls. I'm not saying that. But this mess y'all, you got players that's just telling you from the Buffalo Bills, which are telling you either that's not what decided. The old coach even said, did I think that was the first down? Yeah, I thought he got the first down. Did the refs decide this game? McDermott said, no. That's not where we lost this football game. You got James Cook talking about pretty much some of the words. Why are we putting this? We got to stop putting this in the hands and go out here and win this thing. These players, these coaches can accept this, but y'all fans can't. Y'all crybabies. I said, y'all cry. I don't care. Y'all crybabies. That's just what it is. So that's just me. I just had to get it out of my chest.
I hear you. I'm not mad at any of it. Yeah, it was definitely close, but you couldn't see. You didn't know. And people point out stuff on an angle, taking an angle that is not legitimate, talking about, see, it's a first down. No, that is not a first down because you're looking at it from a different angle. And you're looking at a line that does not exist in the real world to compare it to where it should be. That's no. But that's what people do. And when the favorite is winning, then it's always something else. It's the Illuminati. Yeah, that's just people being people.
If y'all tired of KC winning, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm if you tired of them winning,
Say that.
Nate Burleson made a point. You know what I'm saying? He made a great point. Everybody don't have to agree with it. He was like, if you're tired of seeing them winning, recognize greatness, so on and so forth. You don't have to do that. I respect what he said and whatever. But I'm not telling you to do that. If you're tired of them winning, you tired of them winning. Go root for Philly next week. They're gonna lose at some point. Now, Source don't want that.
We don't want y'all over here.
They are going to lose at some point, right? Get it. It might be next week. They might not win it next year. Okay, it's what it is. But let's get off of this. The NFL wants them to win because why? Somebody explain to me, either in this chat or on the SBP page or something. What do they have to gain? What does the league have to gain by Kansas City? Cheating for Kansas City.
I feel like people were saying that even before Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So can't say it's because they want the Taylor Swift fans to watch.
They was winning bowls before your man was staying at her crib. You know what I'm saying? Before Kelsey was staying at Taylor Swift's mansion, they was winning Super Bowl. Come on, bro. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. But yeah, man. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Now, granted, I'm saying all this, and please don't let it be nothing controversial next week. Because last year, last time they played, they bring up old stuff. But this
It's
is just
fine.
honestly, this is just being
It's
honest.
fine.
I remember when your boy had the pass interference call at the end of the Super Bowl, and everybody was going off then, talking about how garbage it was, until he came out and told you. It was Bradbury, right? Yeah, it's Bradbury.
Of
Bradbury
course.
came out and told you, nah, I did it. I did it. So then y'all had to shift the conversation to where, well, they were letting everything else go. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you. When your conversation was, y'all let everything else go the whole game, and you're gonna call it at this point in the game.
That's what I said. Yes,
bro. I'm with that conversation. I'm with that. You get no rebuttal from me. But y'all was all gung ho at first. It was a BS call until the man told you that he did it. Y'all saying that ain't never happened. Oh, it's chicken.
Yeah.
And then some of y'all send the man hate mail because y'all ain't wanting to be honest. Y'all are terrible, man.
That's true. That is true.
The man told the truth. That man getting hate mail, leaving stuff on the main yard. I mean, like, come on.
Lie. Stick with the narrative.
That is wild, man. So that's all I got on that, though. You got anything else on the Chiefs and these refs, man?
Yeah, well, not about the refs, more about Buffalo and blaming anything except for the Chiefs for winning. Blame the Chiefs for winning. Two things, actually. One, which is, I'm just saying this because people did it before. I don't know if I said it on here or not. Remember when, now I'm saying remember when, I feel like I said this last week. Remember when the Patriots was winning Super Bowls, but in close games, and they end up kicking a field goal at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how years later people was like, oh, well, Tom Brady needed a kicker. He needed the kicker to win the game. I ain't heard one person say that Patrick Mahomes needed a kicker last week. He surely needed the kicker last week because they couldn't move the ball at the end, and they ended up having to kick the field goal, the long field goal that Bucker hit. And where y'all at? Where are the people?
And remember, somebody on this show picked him as the kicker as the most important non-quarterback, non-running back in this game.
Oh no, it wasn't me. That's right, it wasn't me.
And sure enough, and this is the crazy thing. Maybe because the game was going the way I expected it to go, to an extent. I didn't think about it. But shout out to Ant. You know what I'm saying? Ant came in and he said, Prime said it on the show. Prime said it. The boy, and so Bucker came out there and kicked the all important field goal to essentially put them up there, and actually that was a deciding factor in the game.
Maybe it is rigged. Now that I think about it, and I think back to Bucker during the off season and all that, then you add in this presidential thing that happened, Bucker, maybe it's all rigged. Maybe it's by the government. It's a government. I don't know. It's something. It could be. That's a new argument y'all can try. All right. Last thing. I don't care what nobody say. Lil Cuzzo, pointed out that the third down screen was a horrible call by Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great call by Buffalo. That was a great call because the blitz game, and they hit the screen, and I don't know if I posted the picture in the comment in the post. If you look at the screen, you will see the blocker ahead is on the corner. There's nobody else on that side of the field. You can see literally every defender in the screenshot. The next closest person is the safety that was on the other hash that was maybe 11 yards down the field. It was to the house. Yep. Unfortunately, the lineman, I don't know if the lineman got held up. I can't remember if he got held up or not, but he was like a half a second late. It caused Cooper to have to pause for a second. If he doesn't have to pause, he's down the sideline, and y'all got a whole different feeling on that screenplay. That joint was a great call, and they anticipated the blitz. That joint would have been 6. Would have been a whole different thing. That's Indeed. It. That's my last thing.
Indeed. So we're on to the Oh, I'll say real quick that we didn't talk about the third down play. I will tell you guys, since y'all keep going back to that. That was a great argument on that third down play because even when I went to Kincaid about the spot, it's very close. Before we got to that fourth down situation with Josh Allen, he had the Kincaid play where he was stretching out for the first, which would have given them the first down versus them having to attempt the fourth.
Right.
And that's a great argument on that. If we want to talk about exactly did his knee hit where was yet, great argument. We can talk about that one all day. That was it definitive? No, but I think that one might have been a better argument than what y'all trying to argue about Josh Allen on that fourth down.
You don't think it was short?
No, I do think it was short, but I still think it's a better argument.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think it's a better argument than what these people are trying to make, trying to get us to believe.
Gotcha.
So that's it for the NFL. We're gonna be back next week for the NFL. Of course, we're gonna talk Super Bowl and all that good stuff, and maybe a couple of things after that. But it will be going down as of this time. We're looking at 11:30. We will let you know if that changes. Also, don't forget to hit myself up or Source up. Let us know, because if you want to come on for 30 seconds, you want to come on for an hour and a half, it don't matter. Come through next week. You are more than welcome. I will send you the link. You can come and speak your piece about your Eagles, Chiefs, whatever. Come through. And
man, let me line up some Eagles fans from off of TikTok somewhere to pull up. Let me go ahead and find some people like, hey, listen.
Yeah, we are definitely see what our Dan doing.
Definitely got to see what the mayor doing.
What the mayor doing. So for sure. All
right, by the way, Prime, I don't know if you know, but your video is frozen.
It is?
Yeah, on my end anyway.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you though. You straight.
All right. So yeah, it is showing over here that the connection is unstable. Blah blah blah. Okay. So hopefully it gets fixed. But we're on the last joint anyway. So if hopefully you can at least hear me until it breaks out. All right. So let's do this here. Last thing we got, man. Of course, we're gonna go back to basketball. We're gonna talk WNBA.
Yeah.
And we definitely have to do that because we just came through the WNBA trade deadline. And a lot of stuff has popped off, man. We even had something go through today that I was waiting on. A lot of people were waiting on, which I thought was a very interesting move, and we'll get to that here. But
crazy.
Yeah, WNBA trades, the trade deadline, it's been beyond crazy for me. And we know a lot of things went on. There's a couple of things that I am still waiting on, and the WNBA is still waiting on. One, of course, I think I mentioned it early in the week in the group. Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, which is one of the players that I've always been crazy about. We are waiting to see where she ends up. I'm hoping and praying that it will be with the Aces, but that's not guaranteed. But I know the Aces were very interested in two things, my understanding. One, that was Asia Wilson. I shout out to Asia Wilson, got a jersey retired today in South Carolina. And I'm not in the gossip world, and I don't care about personal life, but if y'all ever really wanted to know the thing about her and Bam was in attendance. They made sure they put the camera on Bam out of bio, walking in there suited up. So I'm just putting it out there for y'all folks, right? Just into all that. As if we didn't already know, but I'm just telling you. And they ain't gonna let the world know, and that's their business. But Asia Wilson has been active trying to get Tina Charles to play again, because they could definitely use a big beside Asia Wilson. Asia can spend more time at the 4. And number 2, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus has been in contact with them, and it's very obvious now based on some other moves. She's definitely not going to be in Atlanta this year. So I think either one or both of those would be excellent, excellent moves if the Aces can make that happen.
Man, Tina Charles would be crazy. If there's any way they could make that happen, that would be crazy. If she even wants to do that, but that would be nuts. Parker-Tyus would be tough because she doesn't necessarily need the ball, but she can be an offensive threat. Not like oh my gosh, what's my girl name? that was just there. Well, was just there with the Aces, because she was no offensive threat, literally no no offensive threat. But at least she played defense. What is her name? My goodness.
You talking about Stokes?
I can't hear you. Couldn't hear you.
You talking about Stokes?
Yeah, Kia Stokes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kaya Stokes. Kia Stokes.
Mm-hmm.
Kia Stokes.
Kaya.
Yeah. Yeah, she was no offensive threat at all and never got a bucket. She never got a bucket. So she was no, value in the post offensively, or taking any pressure away from Asia. Now, Tina Charles would be a whole different ball game. That would be crazy. But Parker Tyus, like I said, she can get you some points and she'll still play defense and get boards as well. So I can't be mad at that if that's what it turns out to be. But while we here, Brian, hold on. Since we already talking about the Aces, we talking about Jewel Lloyd and all.
Kelsey Plum.
Kelsey Plum. Goodbye, Kelsey Plum. Hello, Jewel.
Jewel Lloyd. Yeah, I feel, to me, I love it for both teams. I mean, if Kelsey Plum had to be moved, if she was going to be moved, then there's nobody else I would rather have would have been on that team, than the Gold Mamba. I think it fixes a lot of things. One, well, it helps them keep scoring there. Number two, it gets my girl around another team that's got quality veterans that she can still be the girl any given night. You know what I'm saying? Takes a lot of pressure. Not that Asia Wilson would ever want the pressure off her. Asia wants that pressure, right? But it still takes a lot of pressure off of her on any given night. That my girl Jewel can come up there and light it up. And I'm loving that lineup. And I'm also, I think the thing that made me extra happy about this is the fact that the Aces didn't really have to sacrifice anything else. Like, you can imagine the dimes that she's going to get from the point guard. I mean, what I'm saying? The shots are going to be there. They bring another big in, like I say, and they move Asia, back to where she can consistently stay at that 4. Mm-hmm. Jackie going to get a lot of open looks as well. Like, I think if there's a way, and there's no shade whatsoever to Kelsey Plum, because we've seen her win title. But with this move and the hopeful addition of another big down there, that puts them, in my opinion, right back in the thick of things. We're talking about teams playing for a WNBA championship next year.
Agreed. I love Jewel Lloyd in this lineup. Consistency from outside the three-point line. She can give you 20 every night. It ain't too many people that can give you 20 every night. She can give you 20 every night. And she doesn't need to have the ball all the time. She doesn't need to have the ball in her hands all the time. So there are a lot of positives to the Jewel Lloyd. I don't think it's even. Like, people trying, this is just a swap. No, it's not just a swap. But I mean, it's an improvement to me. I think it's an improvement for what it brings. Specifically, though, the most important thing for me is the consistency as far as every night a second scorer, as opposed to it might give you 6, might give you 21. It depends on the day. Now, Jewel is going to get her buckets either way, regardless.
No doubt. And Bruce, I agree. Good trade for both teams. I love it. I love it for one, like we just talking about the Aces, of course, because I didn't mention that. Can you imagine with you bringing her in and the way Jackie can stroke it when she's on, how much that's going to open up in that middle when teams going to have to expand out, and then you want to let Asia do work, right? Really do work, and then if we get another big, like I keep talking about, then she really going to do work. Like this move, I'm trying to tell you, this move right here might be a move that cements Asia at another MVP, because the season she's going to have when y'all going to try to guard her one-on-one, because you're going to have to at this point. You're asking for a problem. So you asking for a real problem. So
I have an opinion on that. I'm going to hold on to it for the moment, though.
All right. And then Bruce mentioned, we talked about LA. I love Kelsey going to LA because with a healthy Cameron Brink, you see what my girl Rakia Jackson is about.
Yeah.
We got Hamby,
Yeah.
Hamby up there. That squad, man, that squad, if nothing else, ought to be fun to watch. Definitely fun to watch. And they definitely looking at improvement. They finished near the bottom of the league last year. A lot of that because they were young, a lot of it because they were injured. But bringing a player like Kelsey Plum over to LA, that's fun basketball, if nothing else.
Man, Kelsey Plum has probably been waiting for an opportunity. I'm sure she enjoyed her time with the Aces, but she's probably been waiting for an opportunity where she gets the rock and she can do whatever she want to do. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. She gonna be running around that joint firing. It's gonna be like Washington, like University of Washington, all over again, because she hasn't had the chance to lead or to be the one, the A1 player, the person that all the pressure is on in a minute. And when you have been the leading scorer in college basketball or in NCAA Division One history at
Yeah,
one point in time, you probably want to rock. You probably want to be able to do what you want to do. And this is where she can do that. She can be the lead. She can still distribute, but she can be the lead and get buckets like she knows she can.
man, that's gonna be fun. I can't just wait to see my girl Rakia catching them dimes from that, from her. I can't wait to see her feeding Brink in that post. We know Brink gonna bring that defense, but don't
Right.
y'all get it twisted. When Brink get that ball around the basket, she can finish.
Yep.
So this is, if nothing else, a team that went 8-32 last year. I think the only had one team that was worse than them. I think if nothing else, it's going to be fun times in LA. It's just one of them deals. I just hate that it's in LA to an extent because it brings the late games.
Right. True that. But
It
you know,
means I'm gonna want to see them play, and y'all know I might make it through the first period. I
we
might.
might we might be getting some crack of dawn morning. Well, it won't be crack of dawn for us, I guess. The 11:30 joints will be starting, so maybe it'd be like 2:30 for us.
Yeah. So very, very good there. Also, at the other end of what we were talking about earlier, when we were talking about Cheyenne Parker Tyus, is we can go to the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream, if nothing else, they showed you that we're going to get some size. We're
Yeah.
gonna lose Cheyenne Parker Tyus, but we're gonna stay big. So they made news by signing Brittany Griner, which there was a couple other teams I thought about maybe before Atlanta, but I mean she's there now, and it makes sense. But then they turned around and got Brianna Jones.
Yeah.
So they are definitely meaning we're gonna be a force in that paint and on these boards. That's what we're gonna do. We got people. We know what Ryan about. Ryan is a bucket. Alicia Gray, nothing else need to be said. Good on both ends of the court. She gonna D you up, but she can shoot the lights out when she's on. And then nobody gives Nas Hillman the respect that I think that she give. But Nas ball. Nas Hillman balls. Then they come out in the addition, which I think is one of the least talked about, but very important when we're talking about depth. Walker Kimbrough. I've always liked Shatori. She's coming
Shator.
over. To love when I used to go to watch the games in DC, and she always made an impact in those games, whether she was scoring, playing defense, getting loose balls. So I think for an organization like Atlanta, who's looking to stay competitive and do a lot better than I thought they were going to do. I thought they were going to be a lot better last year, but I think that this is. I think all these moves are really solid.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect Griner to go to Atlanta. I don't know where I thought she would go, but Atlanta was not what I was thinking. But here we are. Now you got the inside outside with Ryan. Ryan gonna get her regardless, so we already know that's gonna happen. Uh, like you said, Alicia Gray, she gonna get her buckets, and now Gray is not expected to be the second scorer, which is probably better for her because
Mm-hmm.
she's an offensive weapon, but she's also uh, a defensive stopper as well. So
Mm-hmm.
she'll be probably relegated to that third option. But you're gonna get Grinder to block the ball on the block. That's gonna happen, and she's gonna be good for her 15, 14 to 18 points on a regular basis. But yeah, it's gonna revolve around Ryan Howard still. Ain't nothing changed. But yeah, they should be all right.
Yeah, they the new coach was it Carl Smithko, something like that. Claims he's running a new style too. So I am kind of curious to see what kind of offense they're going to be running because he claims that the offense that they're going to run is supposed to be totally different. So, but as long as it's to the favor, especially of Ryan and Alicia, I think they'll be good. He said he has a vision. So, well, she has a vision. I was reading it earlier. It was like there's a new vision for a new offense. So we're gonna see.
Word.
So other news. Phoenix, man. So the Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah.
And they lost a couple of players, but they brought in two ballers. It was they brought in Alyssa Thomas, and then they brought in Satu Sabli. And I know a lot of people were speculating that Satu would favor going to the New York Liberty.
Yeah.
And there were some talks there, to join her sister. And I was sitting there and said, man, I would love that. Then I got to thinking about it. I said, but I love that if it was at the expense of Laney Hamilton? I was like, nah. I got to leave
exactly
her
what we've done.
And I said, I can't. I love Satu, but I got love for her. I need those type of players. Can be a bucket some nights, can go 3 nights without being a bucket, but get every loose ball, play defense, get in your face. I can't lose players like that. So I didn't want Satu over there at the expense of losing Laney Hamilton. But yeah, Phoenix, man. Phoenix looking a little different.
Phoenix definitely looking different. Grinder's out. Tarasi is most likely out. Cloud out. Sophie Cunningham out. But man, Thomas, that's gonna be big. Of course, she's gonna do what she do. Triple double, magnet. Definitely gonna be close to getting that triple double on a regular basis. And yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough, but it's definitely a different look for multiple teams in the league. Multiple teams looking real different at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy day. And of course, we got the news before we went on tonight that today that DeWanna Bonner is going to Indiana, and that was a question mark I had because we were talking about Alyssa Thomas. DeWanna Bonner was an unrestricted free agent, and the two questions I had is if many had one, she was 30, she's 37. So one, is she gonna play this year? And then two, if she does, unrestricted, does she follow Alyssa to Phoenix? And to shocking, to the surprise of many, not as much that she didn't, but the fact where she ended up with the Indiana Fever. To the point, so when I first came on this morning, I was shaking my head and I was like, WNBA fans. One of the WNBA fan groups that I'm in, I don't know if you're in the same one or not. No, we're in a couple of them together. Somebody couldn't resist putting a poster. Yeah, we got DeWanna Bonner, and pretty much in the face of all you people that said she wouldn't go there because of Cece. And I'm like, y'all just got to always insert some, and that's just, and then of course, when you read the comments, you can tell it's a lot of Indiana fans and CC fans in there. Yeah, we showed them. What do they know? Blah, blah, blah. Then of course, I seen a bunch of posts before we came in and saying they're going to win the championship now. Yep, they're guaranteeing championship now because they want a bond over there. I'm telling you, it's wild. It is wild.
So. The WNBA fans are wild. We talked about it. We talk about it on a regular. They just be saying anything a lot of time, and it's more. I mean, part of it's not based on basketball. It's based on, life. Based on life, and basketball is secondary. But I don't want to jump the gun, Prime. I don't want to jump the gun. But even before DeWanna Bonner was signed, I never made the statement, but I was going to the other day. Man, Caitlin Clark about to go. Y'all think Caitlin Clark was a problem last year? Just after she got strict, Caitlin Clark about to go crazy. She about to go crazy. So much so. What's the date? February 2nd? Lock it. Lock it. Caitlin Clark, MVP. Write it down. I know.
Oh,
Caitlin
okay.
Clark is going to have some dumb numbers. Her numbers are going to be stupid. And you see it. It's like this squad is being built. The squad is being built for a reason. I ain't trying to say it's being built for the reason that was in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it might be built for the reason that's in the comments, trying to build around. And not that she doesn't deserve to have good players around her, because she's a distributor as much as she's a scorer. But dog, Howard, right? Natasha Howard?
Mm-hmm.
Sophie Cunningham. The return of Kelsey Mitchell. Aaliyah Boston. DeWanna Bonner. Caitlin Clark is about to average 15 and 13. She's about to average 15 and 13.
New coach too? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Stephanie White. Yeah, new coach. Yeah. Bro, it's about to be. Like I ain't saying they win the championship, but they about to be a problem. A real like matchup with anybody type problem. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Re-signing Kelsey, which was the shock. So we got all the BAMs this week. Bam, y'all said she won't coming back because of all this and the hate, a lot of stuff that y'all made up and did whatever. But now y'all said DeWanna won't coming, But no, I don't think your assumption that Caitlin Clark will have a shot at that MVP. You saying she definitely gonna win it? No, she's gonna go ham. She is going to go ham. I'm with you every step of the conversation. She is definitely going to go ham. So we're gonna definitely look out for that. They're gonna be a problem, regardless. They are going to be a problem. It's gonna be interesting to see how that lineup goes, how they roll that lineup, the starting lineup.
Yeah. I mean, Howard came. Bonner's getting older, so will she take a slightly lesser role? Who knows? Maybe she comes off the bench. If she's not willing to, we've seen Natasha Howard come off the bench. If it's a problem, I don't know. It's a lot of no. Sophie coming off the bench. Coming off the bench. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, Sophie coming off the bench.
Hey, Bruce, I see that Bruce is you and I were talking beforehand. There's a lot of games on right now. LSU just started. Notre Dame is pulling away from Louisville. That's pretty much over. But number 4 USC right now, we're in the first quarter. They're playing Iowa. It's funny, we talking about Caitlin Clark. They are down 23. USC is down 23-4.
Oh yeah.
Hannah Stelke out here getting busy.
Wait, this isn't Caitlin Clark jersey retirement joint, is it?
Caitlin Clark is getting her jersey retired today, so that pretty sure it's today. I'm pretty sure it's today. So yeah.
The people got 4 or 6 left in the second quarter.
The second quarter, not the first. We're in the second quarter. These people just got their 5th point. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter.
Come on, Kiki.
They took the one down, so it's 23-6. But I'm just saying. Yep. So definitely something to watch. And speaking of WNBA and Iowa, and we're talking about Caitlin Clark getting her jersey retired. Much love and respect to her. The Indiana Fever will, in May, the first week of May, are going to play a basketball game against the Brazilian national team, and it's going to be at the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Talk about lit. Get your tickets if you can find one. Woo. Yeah, that's what Bruce said. Yep. Jersey retirement day.
Wow.
Yep. So Caitlin Clark and then will be returning to Iowa to play against the Brazilian national team. And then that same Brazilian national team will also be playing the Chicago Sky.
That
And the
makes
game is
sense.
at LSU.
Oh,
The game is at LSU. So Angel Reese will be back on that court. These are preseason games, all in the same week of May. So that's going to be
interesting.
fun. The Chicago Sky, not much to say. I'm in this one Chicago Sky group, and their dismay is we're not going to do anything. We're not going to get anybody. There's already talk about, of course, we're 99.9% sure there would be no, pretty much 100, be no Kennedy Carter there. Right. So as we wait to see what happens when unfolds with her on the team, but there's no Kennedy Carter. So they are upset, crazy upset in Chicago. That's all. That page has been crazy for this past week. New coach, not bringing Kennedy Carter back. What are they going to do? Not making any moves, attempt to get anybody. The biggest splash they made, I believe they signed Kia Nurse within the last couple of days, but they have done nothing. And so they sit there with 2 top 10 picks in the draft. One of them is a number 3 pick. And I see a lot of chatter about possibility of trying to get their hands on Olivia Miles. But this is the thing. This is the thing. Olivia Miles don't have to leave. Hannah Hidalgo can't leave.
Right.
They having a lot of fun together. One of the favorites to win a national title this year. What if the girl don't leave? What y'all gonna do? Because you obviously gonna need another guard.
Definitely.
Or y'all just okay with just letting this thing sink? Which Chicago has to be careful with that. Because even though it seems like Angel Reese saying all the right stuff and she's happy, paid her mom's mortgage off the other day and just told her mom that she's about to get a house in Chicago. The way these other players been leaving, Kalea Copper and all them got up out of there, bro. And they say the facilities are not top notch and all that. How y'all know Angel gonna want to be there? She might change her mind. Chicago, the Sky, be careful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but they do hold the number 3 and the number 10 pick in the draft as of right now.
That's nice. I mean, they're gonna stay young. They're gonna stay young. Two rookies with a lot of playing time last year, and those 2 top draft picks. So,
yep. Connecticut Sky gonna look totally different. The entire starting 5 is gone. So you talk about a rebuild or a scrap. Everybody gone. Whole squad. So they're gonna look a lot different. Like say, I love Natasha Cloud, but you're gonna need a whole lot more than that. Like it's gonna be the whole wave. You're gonna coach gone, starting 5 gone. It's just a whole new era in Connecticut.
Start over.
The team we missed that's worth
Dallas.
noting. Bro, that's horrible. Dallas. I'm glad you brought that up. Dallas 9-31 last year, and your hopes. You're talking. We're going to go out here and get Paige Beckers. Well, guess what? Paige don't have to leave either. I think about all this stuff. So I look at the Kelsey Plum move. I'm not saying they wouldn't have made the move anyway, but I think one of the reasons they realized that when they didn't get the top draft pick, that they were going to be out of the Paige Beckers thing. And when we're hearing Paige Beckers really liked LA, then you make the moves with some of the moves that you make and you trade out of that. So you trade out of your spot. And I believe as of right now, the Sparks are like 8th or 9th now, as far as coming up in the draft because they've moved back some of the moves they made, right? So I have to believe they definitely made the Kelsey move because they were going to miss out on a guard. But you look at the Dallas Wings. Yeah, they bring the Dejanay in, but you're sitting there with Dejanay, Enrique. And those are your two top names. Now we're talking about earlier. We were talking about Alyssa and Dewana not being together, but it looks like Nalissa is going to be with Dejanay. But still, you're looking at this squad that was 9-31 last year, and you pretty much sunk again. I mean, I think you sunk. You know.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves. I mean, I think they let a lot of people go. I should say a lot of people walked out the door. Kalani, Brown.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Satu earlier. Satu.
Mm-hmm.
So they will have a different looking squad and somebody off the bench. I can't remember who it was.
It is somebody else's goal.
It's JC.
Oh, 1 year in the league and you moved already. Sheldon.
Yeah, JC Sheldon. Yeah. So they're gonna look a little different this year coming up. Look a little different, but I mean, shoot, Dejanay, Enrique. That's gonna be a fun combination. I think it's gonna be a fun combination to watch. So who knows how to go, but I think that'll be a fun combination to watch.
Yeah, I don't. We don't know anybody's personal, and I would think, in my mind, I would think that. Now, I don't think Paige was willing to risk another year at college. I mean, just me saying that, and then you have the injury or whatever. But then again, I don't know. She's one of those players that's fortunate enough to make a bank. When she doesn't go to the league, she's her NIL and endorsement. She's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
She's gonna be fine regardless. So if you're her, and you look at the Dallas squad, and if what we're hearing is true about her really wanting to go to LA, I don't know how she feels about Dallas. Would we be 100% surprised if she to say, I'm coming back again?
I wouldn't be. Trying to make up that time that she missed out.
The downside of that, we don't know what's going to happen. But then, are we turning around next year, and Dallas is sitting there near the top pick again? I don't know. But that as far as the moves, man, that's just the biggest thing right now. So we'll wait on Kennedy Carter. She does this. She said on her page a couple of weeks ago when she did an interview. One of the folks on Twitter got her on Twitter, and she came and did an interview. And she was claiming that she's already been in touch with a couple of teams. This is right after one of the nights. I think she had just dropped almost 50 the other night over in the league she's playing in. Yeah. But she's already been in touch with a team or two. One of them actually contacted her. We don't know who that team is. I don't know if what I heard is true about Vegas or not, but we're hearing that. So we'll keep an eye on that, whether she starts off and she gets signed, or even with whatever the issues or what people think about, I have a hard time believing that even if she doesn't get signed right away, that we don't see her on the NBA roster at some point.
Right.
You know how stuff go down. Somebody ain't doing well. We see injuries or whatever. So.
Well, you need some points.
Yeah, we need some buckets. So something. So that's it. That's all I got as far as the trades and all that. All the big news they had, it's a couple of things. One, big news, I was excited about it. There's news that there's a group out of Tennessee that wants to bring a basketball team to Nashville, which we've heard it before, but they've officially submitted a bid. Among those are two notable names, of course, Peyton Manning and Candace Parker are part of that group. And they want to name the team the Tennessee Summit.
That's fire, boy. That's
after the great Pat Summit. So I'm really hoping that goes through. You and I talked before. We were talking about teams or places that we would like to see a WNBA franchise. And they were talking expansion, and Tennessee definitely made sense for both of us. And then outside of that, you've got some other celebrities, country music artists like Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, who are in on that group. So hopefully that gets put through. And then the Detroit Pistons owner has submitted a bid to bring back the Detroit Shop. 3-time NBA champion, WNBA champion Detroit Shop. And I think people seem to forget or don't know how great an accomplishment, everything they accomplished and how big it was, because they won 3 championships, but they didn't win them in consecutive years. They were that team that took them, they won it in 03, 06, and 08.
Right.
So there was some greatness in there. So, we had these franchises that have run 2 back-to-back, 3, 3 out of 4 years. They did it in 03, 06, and 08. So hopefully I like to see that, to go through as well. So a lot of big news, a lot of big things going on in the WNBA.
Yes, sir.
It's exciting time. Anything else WNBA we got before we get out of here?
Shout out to, well, it's not WNBA, but shout out to Unrivaled with WNBA players in it.
Yes.
Love that league. Love the way things are going. Had the fire game the other night, Friday night, with the Lunar Owls and the Laces. Was it the Laces? Am I tripping?
Laces and the Owls were both undefeated. Both missing key players, but still put on a heck of a game.
Yeah, that game was crazy. Fun time. Saw somebody that was mad at the outcome, I guess, talking about because once you in the third quarter, the fourth quarter is just like in the NBA, they had the points that you had to get. You had to get a certain amount of points in order to.
Yeah, they had 11. They had 11. Yep.
I guess the score, I think they had to get to 75 for the game to be, or 77 for the game to end. And the game ended on a free throw. So
yeah, get 2 points for the free throw.
Bothered because it ended on a free throw, and they should, find a different way to end the game. I'm like, there is no other. I mean, other than a time clock, there is no other way. You can't say that you don't want somebody to win on a free throw, because if that's the case, I'm just gonna foul you when you get to the point that you can win the game. I'm just gonna foul you every time you get the ball. Yeah. So you're just gonna shoot a bunch of free throws, and we're gonna catch up.
People don't think. People don't think. They make these comments. They don't think.
But that again was one of them WNBA groups where they just be saying stuff.
This be wild, and this we say everything. These WNBA groups.
Definitely.
Yeah, you guys would be complaining about everybody else in the comments. It's in your favorite Facebook groups and Twitter. And if you're not a WNBA fan, you guys have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have no idea when you're talking about how larceny, how crazy these people sound. And something, join a WNBA group. That's all. Just join, just do that. Everybody got tons of folks that don't know what they're talking about, or tons of folks that speak without thinking. Everybody know everybody, and such and such won't highly recruited. That's why she garbage now. I know some people in Baltimore. You want in Baltimore?
Yeah, I know people in the. People in the Northwest.
She wasn't really a 5-star. Angel Reese wasn't really a 5-star player. It's just because she came from Baltimore, and they up to Baltimore. But like, okay, ain't nobody up in nobody just because they come from Baltimore. Yeah. She told lady argued me down that Angel Reese wasn't a wing in high school. I said she did. She was a wing. There's no way. She always I said, okay. She told you herself. You're like, Angel Reese is a wing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you
to handle the rock.
Hey, so I mean, I don't know, man. It's they WNBA. I love the league with all my heart, but the fan groups are some of the worst. And the thing is, I can't bring myself to get out of any of them because
sometimes it's good information. Sometimes you got good information.
And I'm probably in about 5 or 6 WNBA groups. very rarely I comment. I do from time to time, but it is what I see you, Flage.
Don't worry about USC. They only down 7 now, so they.
Oh yeah, I'm flipping back and forth. I'm gonna have one of them on his iPad here in a second. But they I just saw Flage do something. I just want to shout her out because anybody who has watched LSU, there is a obvious difference, a huge difference in Flage's game now from last year.
Definitely.
And when I say, and I think we were talking last year, I said I want to see Flage be more of a scorer, because sometimes, like last year, granted she was playing her part. She would pick her spots, and then sometimes they'd be down, and she felt like she had to do a whole lot. Now, as the unquestioned leader of this team, unquestioned leader. She is her game is just elevated.
Right.
And Flage has one of the prettiest finishes around the basket I done seen in some time.
Oh yeah, she
Especially to be so small body wise. When she gets in that lane, she nice with it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, Bruce, I see that they didn't cut the lead to 3. I didn't have any doubt that this would become a game. Let me say that.
Yeah.
So long way to go. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good day of basketball, women's basketball. A lot of the teams that I watch are on now, so we're gonna see. You got anything for the people source?
Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Source of Company Live on TikTok. Probably have an interview. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, to be honest. Wednesday, I'll be live at 6. At 7 is the Beat Cypher. Beat Cypher Wednesday, number 8. So
Hey, keep talking.
Tell
them what you got. I'll be back.
Yeah, I gave them Erykah Badu's Green Eyes as the song for the sample challenge. So some of the producers will flip that joint some type of way, make a beat from it, and should be a good time as usual. Once again, Beat Cypher Wednesday, 7 p.m. this Wednesday on TikTok. And if you missed last week, we had a surprise pop-up by Hakeem Green from Channel Live. Y'all know Channel Live, all we do is spark madism. So he popped up, and we chopped it up a little bit, talked a little hip-hop. He was also on Redman's album that just dropped on Christmas Eve. So shout out to Hakeem Green for the pull-up to the Beat Cypher, and hopefully we have some more surprise pop-ups over the next few weeks.
Indeed. And I ain't got nothing going on. So.
Perfect.
Not really nothing. So I got a couple of things I will be up on, a couple of quickies that'll be up on YouTube here in the next 3 or 4 days. But other than that, and they'll be quickies, so no big shows and nothing. Most stuff will probably be 5 to 10 minutes right in there, but just look out for that. But other than that, I don't have anything going on other than waiting and preparing for the Super Bowl next week. And that is going to be fun. Hey, appreciate everybody checking us out. We about to both get into this college basketball and watch these ladies get down. And I hope everyone enjoys their Sunday. Thanks for checking us out. Till next week. Peace.